One. Wait, is there a delay? What's the delay?
I don't know. Are we live?
Doki, spin around.
Imagine if there is like no viewers and we have
Yes,
no questions.
guys, we are live. So, hello, plan. So, feel free to send your questions. Ace and Melusi, what are your thoughts of them, guys?
Hello, guys.
Hello everybody.
Hello.
Hello, teammates. I don't know. Well, no,
I think Ace has OP.
I can start if you want, because I was testing some stuff with Zyronic, and I would say Ace will be plummet because you can like she needs to see it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I haven't really played Melusi so much, but why are you smiling, Nathan?
Nothing. I'm forbidden from smiling.
Yes, I haven't
sorry.
played Melusi so much, but Ace seems really strong. Like Melusi's gadget just seems like it's something more to add to like the 20-second meta, and it's just, I don't know. It seems really
Melissa's
strong.
got it like so annoying.
I can see
Really annoying.
I can see her getting like nerfed quite soon. Like maybe removing one of her gadgets or something like that. I don't know.
I would change the gadget because like the way it works right now is so annoying. Really, like it should work like Maestro, but whenever you get into the range, it should open itself for like the time being. Maybe.
But then you gotta shoot it.
Yeah, but then you're exposed to people. You know, you have to think about the placement of it.
Walking past, because they're using it like you can use Melusi as a intel gadget.
Wait,
So,
does
like,
it
if there-
destroy it or does it disable it?
No, it's disabling, and you can just walk past
how
it,
long?
and they will never know. I don't know,
For how
probably
long?
like 10 seconds.
I'm playing Peace then.
But yeah,
Nice.
it can be used in many ways. Like Ace, for example, he can open electrified hatches. He can do so many stuff, and his gadget is also throwable, and it's much faster than Hibana. So I see him as a better Hibana, and used all the time probably.
Yeah, I think his guns though are the thing that I like the most about him. I can just see.
Same.
I can see me just playing Ace and just like forgetting about the gadget and just running in with like the
Yeah.
AK-12 or whatever. He seems like
Yeah.
like
That's why you will not play Ace.
like I don't have anything against the new ups, but they just seem like they are really good for just like fragging as well as like doing like anything with. Like you can be super tactical and breach everything, place your gadgets down everywhere and place everything, or you can just run around and kill everybody. They're weird.
Okay, first of all, why is everybody laughing?
I'm reading the chat. I'm reading like hamburger.
Hamburger.
Okay,
Hamburger.
does anybody want to explain what does it mean? Why it is
Doki.
funny?
Oh,
No,
I'm not gonna do it. You can
I
do it,
think-
Doki.
Doki should.
Okay, so in Navi we have like a call, like we have a call that we use during attack rounds. Our defense is
Nelo uses.
called a hamburger, and it's like a really random call. Like they're saying like I'm taking my glasses off, like saying hamburger and stuff all the time. But what it means is like it means like freeze and like stop doing everything. And the reason we call it hamburger is because like nobody is gonna ever mistake you saying hamburger. If you start going like freeze, 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 chill out, people just might be like, what is going on? But if you say, oh, hamburger, like Nelo says all the time, then people are gonna be like, what is he saying? And then you're gonna realize, oh, we need to stop doing something because Nelo's going hamburger. So, Nelo, can you give the chat a demonstration of you giving the hamburger call?
It's hamburger.
Say it one more time.
Hamburger.
Okay, guys.
It's-
Let's back to the main topic. So, Agent Melusi, do you think these operators is easy to learn? Like, would you recommend it to the new players?
Yes.
I mean, Ace, yes. Melusi,
Yes.
maybe not. Because for Melusi, you need to know the map somehow, you know. And like,
Yeah, but
I
like
don't know.
I seen this.
I would say it's other way around. Like Melusi just plays it
Yeah,
down,
really?
and you can
I agree.
go roam or whatever. While with Ace, like the the amount of things you can do with his gadget, it's like a much higher skill cap, I would say, because you still need to learn some stuff and like tips, like tricks and stuff. And but still, it's way less skillful than like opening a wall with termite while somebody is tricking, because you can just throw this thing on the wall and it's automatically going.
I think Melusi will be played a lot. Like, you know how like in a lot of compositions that we have like you know, anchors, some roamers and stuff like that, and we always have this like fifth one that we can like switch up all the time and stuff like that. I think Melusi will be really good for that role because she's 3-speed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she has a 3-speed. She has a really good gun and a C4. She can just run around and just kill people. She's like really strong. So I think what Nelo said is right. Like, she's not hard at all. All you do to do is play something and go do whatever you want. You don't necessarily need to play around your gadget or wait for your gadget. Like Ace, for example, will be a hard operator, I think, to play because you need some sort of coordination. You need to get bandits off the wall, mutes off the wall, like throw your Ace thing in time with everybody else and at least coordinate it. So I don't know. I think he'll be quite hard to play.
When I was playing Melusi in Montreal on the UB workshop, sometimes we got advantage, like, I don't know, let's say 5v3, and you're like 5v2, and you just want to collapse on the site, like to kill last 2 players. And if you get stuck in between these like 2 Melusi gadgets, like it's not fun. Believe me, it's not fun. You're gonna probably die all the time. So like you still need to clear them before you want to execute or like plant the bomb or whatever. But they're really annoying. Really annoying.
I actually like these past couple of operators that we've had, with these 2 new ones being introduced, Melusi and Ace. Like, they're going to be played a lot. Like, you can already tell that they're going to be played a lot in comp. Just like, you know, Wamai is played a lot. Kali is now, I guess, being played sometimes. Like, it's good that they're bringing operators that are now competitively viable instead of just throwing in some ranked operators, if you know what I mean. So, it's good.
Yeah.
If you look for the last, like, I don't know, few seasons, you have stuff like Warden, like Nook, like let's say Yana. These operators are something that's very situational, but it's not going to be played like most of the time. I would say these 2 operators with Ace and Melusi are like, I would say the biggest one from probably Maestro.
Yeah.
From probably Maestro. So these are going to be played way more, and you can do way more stuff with it. And they are useful in most situations. That's why they will be played as well.
I can see Ace getting banned really often.
Yeah.
Like Mavi right now, or like Thatcher maybe.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, look at Clubhouse. Clubhouse has like such a huge ban rate on Maverick and stuff like that, right? I think Clubhouse will completely change with this new hard breach meta. Like, think about this stuff that, like, technically banning a hard breach on Clubhouse is a smart idea, right? Because there's so much you need to open and stuff like that, and there's so much you can deny. With another hard breach being introduced, if you ban Maverick, then you can still have a Thermite, Habana, and Ace just opening, and a Thatcher that's opening everything, getting shields as well. Like, it's crazy.
The thing is, if you ban Maverick, Ace is just gonna be played instead of Banner, and that's it.
Yeah.
That's the only change.
Yeah, true. But like,
But he is a stronger
for example,
Banner.
For example, like, what if you're struggling? What if some lower tier team, or even, you know, top tier team, is struggling to get hatches off in kitchen that are being impact tracked or whatever? You could just bring another set of hard breach and completely deny that. Like, there's no way you're denying that hatch. You know, it's kind of weird. So.
Okay. Last question on this topic of new operators. Give me a fast answer. Who do you like more, Ace or Melusi?
Ace.
Melusi.
Okay.
That's a lie.
One of another like recent changes is changes to the map house. How do you find them significant?
I actually never played New House, so
I
I
played
don't know.
like once or twice.
I think-
I don't know, I didn't really like it because it's the casual change, and it's really small. Like, I don't know, the rooms are literally next to each other and they're like super small. There's so many corners you can hide in. I don't know, I don't like these kinds of maps.
I wish you could choose which house you were playing for stuff like T-Hunt and stuff like that, because the old house was a nice little warm-up map and stuff. But I think the new house, they made it very clear in the announcement video for the new season that they are making it like a non-competitively viable map. It is just for the casual community. Like, you don't need to you know, you don't need to like the map if you don't want to like it. It's just there to be there. So I mean, I guess in that sense of things, it's fine. It's good, the map, I guess. New stuff is always cool to learn, I guess, for casual community. So I'm fine with it.
Okay, speaking of map changes, which one do you think should be changed, and how would you change it?
Ooh.
Of the current like rolling map pool,
I
or
think
Yeah, let's say competitive. Yeah.
okay.
Actually,
Yeah,
it doesn't matter. Like any map in the game, like which you would like to change and how.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna look at the current map pool, and I'm gonna
But
ignore
you-
the fact that Theme Park and Oregon, because these two maps just arrived, so I'm not gonna be looking at them. Although like Theme Park is 50-50. Oregon is, I would say, better than Theme Park, but I would say probably Coastline. I can see that map being really good if it's a little bit bigger and the middle. Actually, maybe not even bigger, just the middle part changed, like the courtyard and the skylight, and like that thing should be reworked, and it will be a really good map then.
So okay, so if we choose from any map in the game,
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go for Bartlett University. I wanna see this map in my
Oh
again.
boy! All you talk
Yes.
about is Bartlett University.
I mean, I like this map. I like
it's
this
not a bad map.
It was fun to play, but it wasn't like competitively viable. Like they would need to like, I don't know, maybe add some balconies, add some more like stuff like garage or something, so you can reach the walls from outside, because there is like none. So the only way you can enter the building is through the door or the window,
I mean, the
which
thing.
is not
I
really
think the
good.
thing you need to realize is a lot of new players coming to the game will never have played that map. Ever.
Exactly.
Like literally ever. They wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about. Because it's
Exactly.
not. It's not even in casual,
So
right?
you know,
You can't even play that in casual, right?
in the Tihan thingy, I think.
Yeah, T-Hunt. Like, okay, fair enough. But
Yeah.
one map I want to see changed is Chalet, because I think Chalet has the potential to be like a really good map. So like I think if you expand top floor a little bit more, because like right now the way of attacking Chalet is going on the balconies and cutting off like the whole rotations and stuff like that, right? But if you expand the top floor, giving it more entry points and more breach points, maybe adding another bomb site up there, then you can defend it more, because Chalet is so attacker sided right now. Like think about the bomb sites. You got trophy, you can't do anything because top floor is completely like destructible. You know, you just kill everybody inside. You got garage, you can't really deny the wall at the main wall. You just get it off and you can still play vertical. And like wine cellar is just, there's no reason to go for it if you're really competitively trying, because it's the other side's just easier. So I don't know, I'd like to see that map changed a bit, because I think it actually could be good, because it used to be good. So yeah, I think it'd be good. I
Okay.
like Chile.
Sis, you have a question?
I have a question.
Yes, the guy asked, when will you start streaming?
Oh yeah.
Oh
I
no,
wanted to ask a question.
that's my friend. He's just showing.
No.
No,
He said the whole Polish community is waiting for that.
Oh, really?
Now I'm curious as well. So when
You should
will
start
that
streaming, Sis.
I'm not gonna start streaming.
Like you can play ranked.
Anytime
You can
soon.
play ranked with me every morning. It's gonna be great.
Good.
No.
No.
Okay.
Playing
Okay.
rank
So
with you never ends with you. Well, so
another topic of our today's discussion is new faces in our team. Over the last 2 months, 3 new people have joined, and I'm personally very happy about it. Like Panix was first to come after 2 months. How was the adaptation process?
I mean, you can go first.
Panix is, I would say, is a really easy guy to work with. He joined our team. He didn't like. He was really adaptive. He would play what we need, and he's overall like. I would say he's a good guy. So we didn't have any like issues. That's basically it. So he's doing his job. He's like also really like positive and good kind of vibe. So it's helping us helping us a lot.
Yeah, I
Sis,
think.
What do you think?
Oh, go first on this.
Yeah, sorry, Doki.
No, it's okay. I get cut off all the time. I get it.
No, I mean you can go,
Doki.
Doki.
No,
You can
you
go.
go.
I can be last. You
Okay,
can
fine.
go, Doki.
Yeah, I agree with Nelo. I think he, like, Panix wasn't so used to speaking in an English-speaking environment, right? He was coming from French team only. So I think he faced a lot of challenges, like instantly just changing team because he obviously his main language isn't English. I mean, neither is yours, but you know, you're different. Like I think it's really good that he was able to. It was able to adapt so quickly and stuff like that because I know I can't even imagine how hard that must be to communicate with like us being so crazy and like an English speaking team, and I think he has brought some patience and like reservedness to the team, if you know what I mean. He slows it all down. He kind of leads us at the beginning around stuff like that and kind of just makes sure everything is in place to start the round. So that's what I like the most about Panix. He's kind of calm, collected guy and can like reset, if you know what I mean, really easily. Saves.
Okay. Well, at the beginning, it was hard to adapt because we were swapping roles.
Oh yeah,
like 3 people. So at the beginning, it was really like rough. But after a while, we found like the sweet spot, I guess. They were for him, they were for everybody else. And I think Panix is like Nelo is a really cool guy. Like he's chill. He doesn't panic. Panix.
He doesn't
panic a lot.
Ah!
Yeah, he doesn't panic a lot. And he helps the like IGL role and calling stuff a lot.
Yeah, I actually forgot about the role changes thing because we actually went through a lot of changes when we first made some roster moves because we were unsure what we were doing and stuff like that. But I actually think it was beneficial for us to do those changes because we explored a lot of options to see who was best on what role, etc. And I don't know, we learned more about ourselves, I guess, to see who can play what and stuff. We learned that I can just play Ash. So, yeah.
Recently, we have added like assistant coach to our team, and it is Dras. Can you tell me, like not me, but the people who is watching us, why have you picked Dras as your assistant coach?
Well, I think the first thing that we liked instantly was how close our current coach Jack is with Draz. Like they knew each other from past jobs, and like I think they know each other IRL as well. I'm pretty sure they are like living close to each other. So that was obviously a good thing because it's always important to have, especially a coaching staff, people that can work well together. So that was instantly a turn on. And then also he is. I'm not trying to like make him look out to be like some villain or whatever, but I think he's actually a really strict guy, which I think is good because I think a lot of teams need structure, especially us because we are young guys like me, Saves, and Kendrew, and then Nelo and Panix are like ancient.
Nelo is old.
Yeah, but like the rest of us are quite young.
Panix is older. Come on.
Well, they're both older.
So we need like some kind of guidance, I guess. And it is good that he can not only help out Jack, but he is there to kind of define us a little bit as well, which is nice. So I'm really enjoying his input so far. It's good.
I mean, I agree with everything Doki just said. Like the main reason is like assistant coach is for the coach to work like well together with him. So if Jack likes working with him and he worked with him before, then no.
And I think he brings a lot of new ideas as well to the team that we haven't really explored before. Oh, my glasses just fell out. That's weird. He brings to the team a lot of new ideas and new methods that we might have not explored if he wasn't there. So it's good. It's good. I'm really happy we have him. We're lucky.
Okay, and how are the responsibilities split between the coach and assistant coach?
Nelo, take it away.
It's your time.
I would say coach is like mainly focused on like how do we play, what do we play, like strategy wise, while assistant coaches focus more on watching how are we actually doing that and like looking at our individual mistakes, team mistakes, and stuff like that, you know. So I would say coach is like brain and assistant coach is like the guy who is keeping us or like looking everything over.
I think a good way to put it is I think Jack, I guess head coach, is focusing on how we can beat opponents, and I think Draz as the assistant coach is focusing on how we can play to beat opponents, if that makes sense. So Jack will focus on more the enemy, and Draz will focus more on us, which is actually it's a good split, because I think that's a lot of work for one person to do, especially at this level with like 10 teams in EU League now. So yeah.
Okay, Doki, people in chat are still curious. What is your height? They want to know how tall are you?
But you see in my Twitch chat, when you do exclamation point height, it gives you the answer. It says that I'm as tall as Tyrion Lannister, from Game of Thrones.
Are you really?
No, I
thought so. He's higher.
I'm like 5'6". 5'6". I don't know what that is in centimeters. Let me Google it actually. Centimeters.
I think 170.
Feet to
65.
inches.
I think 60, not 70.
Hamburger.
I am. Wait.
I would say
Not like
he's 167. 160.
Yeah, I'm. Wait, 67 inches. Wait, no, that's wrong.
Centimeters.
No. Wait, I got so confused. I googled it wrong. Wait, I am
167.
I am 168
Almost.
centimeters. Learn your facts, Nelo. You should know my height.
No, not really.
Okay, let's back to the main topics. So we have a coach now, we have an assistant coach. Do you think the team needs anybody else, like psychologist, nutritionist, like physical education coach, or all of this is just a popular misconception and we are fine with setup group?
Well, you've started doing some stuff, right? You said that you've started working on some psychology lessons yourself, individually.
Yes, that's true.
So you're going to be a professor soon.
I mean, I'm already.
You need glasses.
Professor Yaroslav.
You really need glasses.
I would say that when you're playing on the top level, like look at EU Pro League right now, I would say, let's say all 10 teams can beat each other. So, like mental, how can I say it? It's not. Basically, your mental state is really important, and psychologists should be something on like top level of any esport, because it's definitely that's like this small difference between like the top teams or like the best team and the top teams. So I'm gonna say yes, like psychologist, if I'm saying it correctly, is one of the things that should be priority for, I would say, most teams in Pro League or top of the scene.
Yeah, I think a big part about winning in competitive is mentality, definitely. Like, I think every team actually have the skill and stuff to beat everybody. Like, I don't think that's ever in question. But I think really having strong mentality and being able to conquer the mental game is actually what's like up for grabs, if you know what I mean. Like, what's the real prize, is winning that type of game.
That's the difference between the best team and the top teams.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like Pro League teams.
Exactly. So,
Saves, what is your favorite? Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Oh, I just wanted to ask Saves, what is his favorite defender operator in the game?
Well, at the moment, it's like Valk, Oryx. Like that. Yeah.
Oryx.
Yeah.
Okay. I hope people in our YouTube chat will be happy with the answer. So another new face in Navi is Ironic, and I personally find him one of the coolest creators in Rainbow Six. Have you met him before Navi?
I mean, I've known him for a while. We met him at Invite.
Nope. Well, that's
I met him in Japan.
Navi, mate.
Yeah, we met him at this invitational, yeah. That was the first time I met him, I think. Yeah. Oh no, actually, no, it wasn't. Nelo, me and you seen him at DreamHack Sweden.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
was he
Oh, so do you
I
say?
saw
Oh,
him
yeah,
in.
okay.
He was in Japan as well.
Oh yeah, well, yeah, same thing.
But before
I
NAVI,
wasn't.
Before Navi, but it's okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Sweden,
Then
I
before
guess.
NAVI, DreamHack Sweden, 2K18, me and Doki.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
I mean,
Saves
actually,
was,
so
was
I
there as
was
well,
there.
yeah.
Playing for Pact.
I say good old days.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell for everybody like a little bit about the team's plans in terms of media? What are you doing together with Zeronic? Like, what plans do you have, and how do you like cooperating with him?
Hello, I'm always the one starting the conversation.
Saves, you can start.
Yeah, Saves can
Why
do.
me?
Because you enjoyed playing
Because
ranked
the
with him.
question. Okay. What do you say?
Wow. Doki, can you start
Yes.
answering first, please?
I think so. What we are doing in terms of media is we are making like 2 videos a week, something like that, or like at least filming 2 videos a week, something like that. General content wise, that's not only with Zeronic. But I think with Zeronic, what we are kind of focusing on is some individual videos, like one-on-ones. I think Nelo did one.
I did
Oh,
one
no,
for
did one.
Yeah,
theory crafting.
yeah, and I think I've kind of did one. And then
Okay.
and then tonight we're just gonna play some ranked games with him, I think, and maybe try hard a little bit, and see if we can get some good games on the cards for ranked, and then we should do it. But I like working with Sonic because he has a flexible schedule to fit around our schedule, which is really nice. Like anybody could have came in and said like you need to do this now, but it's good that he can be flexible with us and kind of work with us the best as we can, as well as us working with him. Obviously, it suits both parties really well because we both have strict schedules, I guess, playing the game for 10 hours a day. So yeah.
I think what's cool is he's a well-known guy in the Siege community, and we are a pro league team, obviously. So European league team. I need to correct myself. And so he will bring some aspects of the how is everything working in a European league team, and like probably review some VODs with us, like of the pro league games. Like we will do some tips and tricks, like I did with Ace and Melusi. Then probably some like personal one-on-ones, like what did you do as a player before Siege, and it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it will be fun. We have a lot of cool stuff for our audience, and I can see that there are many people in chat who is asking the same question: why we didn't prolong the contract with Spy. So, does anybody want to answer this question, or I can take responsibility and answer by myself?
I mean,
You should do it,
that's-
Nathan.
Okay, so technically, like, let's remember what happened before we signed Pi. Doki got banned, and Pi came to the team as replacement for Doki. And during his time in the team, I think we have like open discussion and conversation that he knew that when Doki will be get unbanned, he will come back in the roster, and Pi probably, like it wasn't 100%, but probably gonna lose his spot in NAVI. But he also had a chance to prove himself and reserve his spot under himself. So when we have the results what we had during the last months, I mean like beginning of Pro League, then 6 Invitational, we clearly understand that something is not working inside our group. We are looking for changes. We wanted Doki back to the roster. We want to bring Panix to the team. So this what's happened basically. That's why we didn't prolong the contract. Like his contract is expired, and we didn't. We decided not to prolong it. It's like that.
I think, like, don't get me wrong, Pi is a great player, but
yeah, nobody is saying that he is
yeah,
bad.
yeah. It's kind of similar situation with Blur, right? Like we had to get a player in to help us out a little bit, but I think like when it came to the time of making roster changes, we needed a more maybe not more experienced, but more kind of leading player with Panix that could help us. That could help us out a bit more. Because Pi brought kind of like what I bring to the team, I guess, like gun skill, and you kill people. It's kind of what we both bring to the team.
When we were looking for a replacement when you got banned, we were looking for like that style of the player.
We're looking for a guy who can just kill people. But when Citizen left, we wanted to change up the roles a little bit in the team and get a kind of more structured lineup, because at the time we were playing very crazy. So I think getting a more veteran player in like Panix, who has some lead initiative, was a better choice for us at the time, and it's been working, so it's a good change.
Another question from the chat is for Doki. Doki, what is your favorite defender separator?
Doc or Smoke. Doc or Smoke.
Smoke.
Okay. Yeah, I don't. How many times do I tell you I love Smoke?
Yes, but you love roaming with Smoke. That's not Smoke.
Okay. They didn't ask me, Doki, what's your favorite defender to anchor on site with? They didn't. Because then I'd say Jaeger.
Fair enough.
If I want to roam with Smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
So our next topic is content and streaming, and of course, being a professional player is not just about playing the game. There are certain duties, tasks, norms of behavior, and all of that. And I would like you to share your experience in the context of NAVI. Like, what is the imprint of being involved in the club?
Like, I know that, like, me personally, like, I enjoy streaming and doing the content with NAVI, because I think that, like, NAVI as an organization has such a great, like, history behind it. So to, like, be a part of that and actually, you know, I guess improving it or making it, like, making more stuff for that organization is, like, such a kind of privilege to do. So, like, I've never been against creating anything like that, because, like, growing up playing games and watching NAVI and other games has just been such a cool experience. So actually to say that I'm part of that now is just, you know, I didn't think I'd be saying that a year ago or a couple of years ago, so yeah.
For me, it's been like, I think actually tomorrow or like in 2-3 days, it's 1 year that we are in NAVI. It's been absolutely crazy.
Wait, really?
It's already a year.
Yeah.
Wow. Happy
time
anniversary,
is
boys.
flying. So like for me it's crazy. Like the thing is, probably all like everybody here didn't do a lot of media or like any kind of recording before. So like learning to do media, to be more active on social media, everywhere else, it's also like a project, you know. It takes time, you're learning, but it's fun. Except says he's never tweeting, so.
I mean, I'm not tweeting, but I'm tweeting the important stuff. Anyways.
That's what you call it.
I don't know. I'm not gonna talk about streaming because I know I never stream, so I don't know how it feels, if it's cool or not. If you ask about content, like if we are doing like content, like I don't know, media stuff with NAVI guys, with like the team, it's really fun. I always enjoy it. But when we are doing like content, like playing ranked or something, then everybody knows I hate ranked. So
you're more of a casual guy, Saves.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then who is the most open to media activities in the team, and who is more difficult?
Doki is our YouTube.
Doki is open.
I don't mind. Yeah.
Okay.
I'd say
who is more difficult?
Saves.
Hello.
Saves, yeah. I don't think there's no arguments there. Yeah.
Not just today.
Okay, so we know that Doki is streaming a lot. Saves doesn't want to stream, but we all hope that he'll start sooner or later. Nelo, what about you? Do you have any plans on streaming?
The thing about streaming is if you want to stream, you should be consistent and consistently playing ranked. for me is something that I'm not really preferring, because like at the moment you have like tournaments, which like you can play sometimes, which is like 10-man like pro players playing custom games. I don't know, maybe I will see.
Okay.
It's possible, but not for sure.
Anyway, we all gonna be waiting. Doki, so what is that attracts you in streaming? And what actually you don't like about it, if there is anything?
I'd say the reason that I stream and the reason that I enjoy streaming is because I know a lot of people want to watch it. I know that people do enjoy watching my streams and, you know, making fun of me or having a laugh at me or whatever you want to call it. Like, I'm okay with that, and it's fun sometimes to do. The thing that I don't like about streaming is like all of the negative impacts it can have on you playing a game. For example, like if I'm streaming, I'm getting stream sniped like 100% of the time. Like, people are watching my stream and killing me in game because they know where I am, like 100% of the time. You really have some peculiar people in the Twitch chat asking you some strange stuff that always isn't so fun, and nor is it fun to deal with. But apart from that, I don't mind streaming. But I agree with Nelo. It's very hard to be consistent because sometimes, you know, when you look at your schedule and you have like 9 hours of practice ahead of you, you don't really want to stream before or after that. You'd rather just chill out and not play the game. But
imagine. Okay, say.
Like I
finish the now.
Since we are having like this new schedule and stuff that we're implementing, I'm gonna try and get a stream in for maybe only 1 or 2 hours every morning, like 5 days a week or whatever, just so I can at least be consistent in like small doses a little bit. So that's my goal.
Yeah, that's the main thing for me. Like, imagine playing, I don't know, you wake up and then you want to stream for like 3-4 hours, let's say, because if you're like, I don't know, you're not really a big streamer, like Doki, and you want to get like people to watch, so you stream for like 4 hours, you finish, you eat, and then you have like 6 hours of practice or something like that, which you need to be concentrated, which is much more important. So it's like, it's really hard to play, let's say, 10 hours of Siege and be concentrated in the same time. So yeah.
I mean, technically you can play with your viewers, you can play for fun, being relaxed and etc., and don't put so much focus in the game, I guess, but trying to speak with the audience, communicate, entertain them, something like this.
I'm always try-harding, so it's enough for me.
That's giving me things to consider.
One thing I would say
Nelo is try-harding casual games.
Yeah.
I met him once at like 3 a.m. and he was
because it was you.
Strats and stuff. I'm like, what is he doing?
It's very hard to build a streaming audience or community up if you're not actually trying to win or be good at the game. Like, it's very hard just to troll or play casually. So I always try, and that's actually probably why I don't stream so much, because I get annoyed when I don't play good, and then I just end the stream. And I'm like, exactly. I don't want to do this anymore, because, you know, I don't want to be tilted.
Maybe you should stream like other games.
Like,
but then
would you play some games?
Go away. You know?
Would you play some games with me, Sifs? Some Grand Theft Auto, maybe?
No.
You need to say yes now.
No? Oh, well. There's your answer then.
Okay, Nelo, question from the chat for you. What are your thoughts on Legion?
Thoughts on Legion? Oh yeah, I did a video on Legion. At the moment he's nerfed from back then. You cannot see his Legion mines, except when you are looking at them. He's still really strong. I would say he's still really strong, but there is much better things probably to bring at the moment than Legion. So, like, you can always bring some form of intel, or denial, or like utility than Legion. But if you're a roaming, or what?
Or you can just bring Oryx. You know? It's better than Legion.
No. But yeah, I would say there is like better things than Legion at the moment.
Okay, let's move on, guys, to the competitive side of the things. So, do you think that our team had a productive quarantine?
I'm actually trying to think. You know, I'd say yes, actually. Yeah, I think
like
we have.
50-50.
Well, yeah,
We had
actually,
a productive.
yeah, you're right. I think at the beginning of quarantine, where we were still getting used
It
to
was
everything.
productive.
No, actually, I disagree.
I don't know. For me, it's like at the beginning of the quarantine, it was productive because, well, isn't that the time that we just changed the lineup and like got Panix in?
Oh yeah, actually, okay, maybe you're right. Yeah.
And then we like
Yeah.
really try hard to like get the roll straight and stuff.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
after like a while, we just started trolling. No?
Well, not
And it's a
trolling,
fact.
but you know what I
It's
mean.
a fact.
So
But-
I mean, it's technically it still was productive, but in different stages of
Yes,
quarantine.
yeah. I think what Saves is
Yeah,
saying
I
is true. Like at the start when we had all the new players in and like merging together was really good because we could learn some new stuff. And then in the middle we got a little lost, I guess. But I think maybe past week or past 2 weeks that's actually been really good because if you look at some of the issues we were facing 2 weeks ago, like they are now fixed. And we have no issues, but they are now fixed and stuff like that. So actually we are fixing our problems and stuff like that, which is always good. And we have, with quarantine being a thing, like we have our full coaching staff available to help us every day of the week. So that's probably why we are doing so good recently with fixing our mistakes and stuff like that. So yeah.
Also, it was a different state. I mean, quarantine is something that almost never anybody experienced here. So being inside all the time, it was like after some times it gets rough.
I mean,
So
I'm
it's
still
probably
in
one of the
quarantine.
factors as well.
Yeah. Well, I miss my
So-
friends. But I have night end.
Your best friend.
My best friend, yeah.
So how was the workflow during this last couple of months?
I think we basically have the same schedule, except we had a 1 week break. But after that, we almost always scrim. We usually double scrim per day, but we lowered it for like few weeks to 1 scrim per day. But we were doing some other productive stuff, like strats, VOD reviews, and stuff like that. So, yeah.
That's actually, I have an interesting question. So, do you think, like, we're always practicing online, like most of the time? Like sometimes we have boot camps, sometimes we're going to the LAN events, but like 70% of our year we are spending at home, playing scrims, strats and stuff like this. So, do you think if we didn't have quarantine, like these last 2 months, could they be productive, or like it's productive only because of quarantine and there was nothing much to do except of like being focused only on Siege and the team?
I don't think quarantine
okay,
changes
sorry.
anything in our like schedule and stuff. Like we will still be concentrating about the game because it's literally the most important stuff right now. So I don't think quarantine changes anything.
I think the only thing that it might have changed is our maybe mental attitude and mental health a little
Yes,
bit because we
maybe,
are a little bit stressed out sometimes, and I think that actually is to do with, what's going on. Like, we haven't seen our friends or been out really socializing in months, so sitting in your desk, which is what we're doing for literally 24 hours a day, is kind of hard to do for 2 months straight. So I think once everything goes back to normal and we can all refresh a little bit outside of the game, it will be good when we come back because we'll all be productive and ready to grind again. So,
I would say that refresh is like really important for your like personal well-being. Like every now and then, like take a break, go outside. Don't think about the game all the time and stuff like that. It's really important because then you come back to like tomorrow and you play a new scrim and you're fresh. You're not like, oh yeah, I'm doing the same thing every single day and nothing else. So
yeah.
I mean that's what we do anyway. So
True. Exactly.
Okay, we have more questions from our YouTube chat. Doki, what are your thoughts on Jaeger?
I don't like him as
shit
much
operator.
I don't like him as much as I used to. I don't think it's the speed change. I just think it's like the setup is really long and competitive, and just I don't know. Like I honestly find him boring. To be honest, I've played him so much that I'm bored of him. I want to play other ops and try new things.
I can help Doki to answer this question.
Mm-hmm.
His setups are so long in competitive that you can't spam pick. You just don't have
Oh
time
yeah,
for it.
true. Yeah, you can't spawn pick with Jaeger anymore. Yeah, true. That's sad. It's actually sad.
Do you guys think that Lana and Oryx will be played in Pro League?
I would say situational again.
Yeah.
Yana is situational, but a really good gun, and nades, which is helping this current meta. But and Oryx is like depends on the maps and the setups as well. He will be probably used only for roaming and only on certain maps. I would say he's really good on Consulate, probably really good on something like Oregon with a lot of hedges. Cafe as well could be useful, but only for a roaming setup. I don't see him standing in the middle of site anchoring. So
Yep.
I mean, I think Ayana could be played, maybe not a lot, but some teams might use it for like, I don't know, some wild strats, like rashes and stuff, to distract enemies. And
She has good guns.
I don't know. Oryx is like, it's difficult to say because the way you play Oryx for the gun basically. Like Nelo said, he's mostly gonna be used to roam because you can escape from rooms quickly. You have a nice gun because let's be honest, MP5 is a sick gun, and you can bring some intel for the teammates inside, like bulletproof and stuff, or barbed wire to help them out. But there is some other picks which could probably be better with more utility.
Probably, yeah.
Well, basically, if my team lets me play Oryx, I'm gonna play it like every single answer.
Yeah. Well.
Look at this lineup for attack. You take Lion, you take the KV, you take like Jackal, but it doesn't need to be Jackal. Anything else, and then you add Nook and Yana.
That sounds awful.
Yes, but it could work.
I mean,
yes.
Next time we're doing a strat session, saves, make sure Nelo isn't making the attack lineups for us, okay?
I'm just gonna mute him.
yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Who guys do you scrim the most nowadays?
Oh, it's everybody. We don't have anybody. We scrim this the most. We just change it up.
You shouldn't play the same team for a long period of time because like you're screaming Pro League teams, you will play them soon. Usually, what happens when we scream the same team a lot of times is, let's say we play them first in Pro League, and we know we're not gonna play them for the next like 2 months or like I don't know a month and something. So we just scream them a lot after that. But in between, it's literally everybody.
Yep.
Do you think that you are ready for the start of the European League? And
yes.
If you feel that like not yet, what do you need to fix? Oh yeah, cool, nice.
Yeah,
cool.
I think we are.
It was just my personal question.
I mean, you can never.
He wanted to test us, guys.
Actually, I have one thing to add to that. I think we as a team are ready. I think you can never really truly be ready for what your opponents are going to throw at you. Like you can never be ready for that because they can do anything. You have no idea how they're going to play. So it's our job to throw something back at them, and then that's how you win. Boom. Strats.
Why did you have to smack yourself with the pen?
That's why he's not on IGL.
That's why he's not calling stuff.
So there will be a new league, actually the new format with like national leagues with points qualifying to major and invitational. Like how would you like the new changes in like esports competitive year?
Best of threes against every team. Best of three, or actually I can understand why Ubisoft don't want best of threes because it's very time consuming and it takes a lot of time to play 3 maps, like, you know, and how many 5 matchups it will be nowadays. That's a long time. But I don't like the draw system we have. I really don't like draws. I think
it could be best of 1, but with like overtime.
Overtime, yeah, I agree. You should be able to get 3 points or no points. I don't think this whole 1 point thing makes any sense. I don't like it.
I mean, maybe if you get it to overtime as a losing team, maybe you get like 1 point. But...
Oh yeah, that'll be fine, yeah. But like you know, like it's getting 1-1 is I don't like that. I think
I think Giants this season. Oh, sorry, not Giants. Rogue. Rogue had like 4 draws this season, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look, like, they didn't have like a lot more wins than the other teams, but they had like 4 or 5 draws, and it's like 4 or 5 points, which is almost 2 wins. So that's a lot. That's a lot of points.
Yeah, that's
which
a
is
lot of points.
difficult.
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't like the whole competitive side to a draw. Like you know, the losing team is always gonna like a draw. Like the team that's like, you know, not as likely to win is always gonna like a draw. But I think like a win. I just think if you're playing a 1v1, like a team v team, then you should be able to win the game. Like I have to like draws. I don't know.
But what about like the other regions, not only Europe, like North America, APEC, like everything changed pretty like huge. Do you like it? Like how would you like European League to develop? Like new logos, national leagues, everything looks cool.
I like the National League part because I think I tweeted about this. But if you look at the Challenger League champions for past like 5-6 seasons, all of them were actually had a core of 3 out of 5 from the same country, all the way back with I don't know, and then Empire, and then like BDS and us back then as well with M&M Gaming. Like all of these teams had a 3 out of 5 core, which is something that most of these national leagues are like. It's a requirement. Encouraging. So that's really good. The one more thing I really like is, I mean, NA is moving to LAN environment after the pandemic is done, I think. So they will be playing constantly on LAN, which I think it's really good for experience. It's really good the way you practice and everything. So when it comes to like international LANs, probably after this season, or when they start doing that, you're gonna probably see them doing much better on LAN because they're gonna play constantly on. It's also like servers. They're gonna be constantly playing on like 0 ping, practicing on that as well, because we all know that some guns are way better on LAN than online.
UMP.
So UMP Echo's gun. Echo gun is so good on LAN.
It does like no damage online.
Yeah, so I think they will have really good advantage over all other teams at the moment because they're playing on LAN constantly.
I would like that. I would like to play in a LAN league.
I hope as well
that would be sick,
you will come to that.
That would be sick.
I'm just wondering how is screening gonna look like, because like you can screen some pro teams, but you're not gonna screen them all the time because you're gonna play them in like a week or 2. So you have to screen online anyways.
I mean, you will screen from your house or apartments, which you're gonna.
I mean, yes, but it's still online, you know. There is a huge difference between LAN and online.
True.
So I don't know.
Well, we'll see how it's gonna work and how it's gonna influence on the international competitions. For now, we have a lot of questions from YouTube chat, so let's try to answer on all of them. So people are interested, what are the roles for the players in NAVI?
Okay. I don't think we have like specific roles.
Doki is like fragger. Let's say fragger.
Let's
like
say.
Or entry. Let's say entry.
Yeah, but not on every map. Not really.
Exactly.
I know. Yeah.
That's why you can't really call roles in Siege anymore. I mean, you could in like, I don't know, a year ago, maybe 2.
I would say me and Saves both of us play like entry flex. We have very similar play styles and operator pools. We play like the same things on most maps. Some maps we flex and do other stuff. Some maps we even play some support stuff. But you know, it is what it is. Nelo, I would say you're like second support, I guess. Yeah.
I would say like flex support.
Yeah, flex support.
Flex
Kenny
support.
On some maps you're like first support, then you're like flex. You know, changes every single map.
Kenny.
On some maps I'm playing Ash.
Maybe not.
That's a leak. Yeah.
I mean, he's playing the Gia, stole it from me.
And then Kenny is now our hard support player, again. And And then Panix is this guy that just plays whatever we need. Yeah,
He's just
he brings some nades, he brings some flashbangs, he just doesn't play some rounds.
Let's say you are pushing something, and then Panix just appears there. Out of nowhere. He's just there.
Yeah. So, that's good.
What are your thoughts on Valkyrie?
Saves.
Why me?
Because you love the Valk.
I love the Valk because of the gun. And
There you go.
I can do literally anything I want.
Yeah,
Unless
Valk
I'm
is
putting
good.
some
Valk's a good
death
solo. Valk is a good
stuff.
solo operator and team operator.
Exactly.
You can play solo with Valk
Like-
and you can play for the team with Valk. It's good.
Like, let's say you pick Valk, but you're not asked to do it. So you give some intel to your teammates, so you can help them that way, and then you can do whatever you want.
I mean, Valk is
No,
pretty
you can-
busted. Like, she is.
What?
Like, Valk is quite a broken operator.
Yes.
Like, she's very, very strong. There's never going to
I
be
mean,
a
she's
situation.
strong, but she's not broken.
There's never going to be a situation where you're like, we don't need a Valk. You know, like, we can always use a Valk.
She's always like, you cannot go wrong with her. You will still have your 3 camps no matter what. She's also really good for ranked. Like, you can do so much stuff with her. And if enemy is not bringing IQ, you can just hide it in so many spots, and you can have intel all the time. That's why
That's why
Siege
I
is
like Valk so much.
yeah. That's why
Because
Siege is like
you can do
have,
solo stuff. Go on.
Yeah. I mean, I just wanted to say, like, you have no reason to pick something like Caveira over Valk, like, anytime.
Yeah.
So that's why some operators are playing way less than others.
Yeah, true.
Do you guys think that getting rid of ACOG is good for Siege balance-wise?
Yes.
No.
Absolutely.
No.
Getting rid of ACOG like what? Every single
Everything.
operator?
Yeah.
No, I love ACOGs. I'm ACOG main, so don't touch ACOGs.
I mean, if you remove ACOGs, then I don't know if it's gonna be like faster meta or even slower. Because if you remove ACOG, let's say the guy's holding a pixel angle on you with hollow, you're not gonna pick it as confidently like with ACOG, you know? Like if I see a guy on the zone holding a pixel angle on me, I'm just gonna swing him with a free ACOG and kill him, you know? It's free. But with hollow, I don't have that confidence.
I
So
think
it's gonna be
Actually,
slower, not faster.
it's the exact opposite for me. I would
Not-
never.
Not for me, at least,
I
you
would
know?
never swing someone close range with an ACOG. I'd be so scared because I play really slow sense. So I would just be like,
Exactly, I
I'm
would.
losing this gunfight.
I would
if
as well.
If I have a hollow,
I would.
if I have a hollow, I'm like, that guy's dead, and I'm gonna peek him. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
then you get shotgun him, then that's it.
Yeah, but
You know how
That's one. Wait, that's one of the. Yeah, guys, it's a free kill. Yeah.
yeah,
And
and
then-
then in next 3 seconds.
And
four
Doki
v
said-
five up at top of the screen. Yeah.
I would
With the
say it depends. You know how we said that we don't really have like specific roles. I will now say it's depending on the roles.
Great.
Most of the people entering first in the building are people that should be playing close range stuff. So like hollow reflex, I would say. But if you're playing more of the supportish role, which you are like droning, holding flanks, helping out your teammates. Imagine you need to hold like really long angles, and you need to hold, I don't know, you need to hold your teammate's door, and you can just hold it much better with an ACOG. And any flank, any long angle, any, let's say, bomb is planted, you can hold it for so long and so much better with an ACOG than the hollow. So I would say it's depending on how you play. Do you play more aggro? Do you play more passive?
I think if you
What
put
what is your role? So
like ACOGs help people out a lot. They really do. Like I think if you take ACOGs away, you're gonna get a much higher skill gap. Much higher skill gap. People will need to.
you can also have like
people need to take their engagements correctly.
different
and think about
holds
them.
because I don't know. Use for example anything with a long angle. Let's say okay,
Yeah.
border is not a competitive map at the moment, but let's say you're playing border and you need to hold like all the way down long twisters. If you don't have an ACOG, you will not really be picking that. So it can change a lot, like strat-wise as well, and how you play certain maps and angles. But I don't wanna see it removed.
Then
Who do you think is your biggest opponent in the region?
or like team wise or
Yeah,
player
yeah.
wise?
Team.
Team wise, okay.
I think it wasn't my question, but I think team-wise.
I don't really care, to be honest. All
Same, like,
9 teams are the teams we need to beat, and I don't care who we play.
They're all very hard because the thing is like we can be very good at playing against one team, but suck at playing against another team. So, I mean, I don't know. I actually don't know. I don't like playing chaos. Because
you're already peeking.
No, because
you're dying all the time when you peek. Yeah.
Because they are very like I don't know, methodical in what they do, but sometimes they can just swing you and like wreck me. So
yeah, one moment they can hold an angle for like 3 minutes and not peek at all.
Yeah, I don't like playing chaos
the other moment
because they're
swing you,
chaotic.
like 3 times in another 10 seconds.
I don't like playing chaos. Yeah.
Okay, we are actually out of time, but let's finish with the 2 last questions. So let's be fast here. Everybody call 3 best operators in attack and 3 operators in defense, like the best.
Okay, Doki start.
Okay, attack, Ash, Nomad, and Sledge. It's my 3 favorite right now. Defense, Smoke, Mute, Smoke, Mute, and Doc. There you go.
Okay, Nelo.
Attack, probably Sledge, Maverick, and let's say IQ. For defense, Smoke. Smoke, Maestro, and Doc.
Okay, so my turn. For attack is Ash, Sophia, and...
Nomad.
Nah, no one is boring. Keep on the window. Maybe like, I don't know, IQ? I would say IQ. Yeah. So Ash, Sophia, and IQ. And for defense, it's Oryx, Valk, and either Doc or... Wait, what was I about to say? It's gonna be just Doc. Or Smoke. Doc and Smoke. Yeah. One of those.
Okay. Is Hibana still gonna be playable when Ace is not banned? Yes, no? Fast.
Yeah, yes.
Is Hibana still gonna be viable when Ace is not banned? No.
Don't think so, no.
Yes.
Okay. And to end all of this on a positive note, our favorite teammate, Kendrew, is asking Nelo and Saves to rate Doki's and mine haircut. How do you like it, guys?
10 out of 10.
Can I ask Doki to take off his headset, take off his glasses,
Yeah.
and like
around.
turn not around, but like...
You want to see my headset here?
No. I want to see you like to the side. He looks like he's like 10 years old.
Wow.
Like, let's be honest.
Not really positive note.
Okay.
It's not bad, but he looks
Alright,
like
we'll see you later,
he's really, really young without the glasses.
Okay. Thank you very much, guys, for your time, for your opinions. I hope it was fun and interesting. Thanks for everybody who is watching us at home. I also hope you like our AMA sessions. Follow NAVI Rainbow Six channel and don't miss the next AMA sessions. See you guys.
Bye bye.